The Jacksonville Jaguars have, for as long as I can remember, been the kings of the offseason. They are always one of the teams with the most cap space in the league, and they're more than likely a team that has a top 10 draft pick in the start of the draft. They look like they're an on-paper contender almost every year. 2016, they had Malik Jackson. They were like, oh yeah, here we go, baby. We got a good defensive line now. We're going to go. 2017, obviously. Okay, they just came off the AFC Championship game in 2018. All right, cool. Well, now they got Nick Foles. Okay, well, let's see what Minshew has. Okay, well, now they have Trevor Lawrence. It just seems to be like a never-ending cycle of the Jags are going to get it right this year. The Jags are going to get it right this year. And then September smacks us in the face and shows us that, well, this team that we thought was really good really ain't worth anything at all. We have another opportunity to go through that wonderful roller coaster and hopefully not just fly off the end of it like we're in Roller Coaster Tycoon, but instead we're going to stay on it and we're going to have a great ride. But free agency starts with the legal tampering period, which is March 14th through the 16th. That's where teams can start negotiating with players that are no longer tied down to a contract with the squad. And then once midnight on March 17th hits, it's open season. Free agents are free to sign with whoever they'd like to, and it becomes a madhouse. Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, they make their money that couple days in March. But man, I want to ask you guys, if you could add one free agent, just one, this year, who would it be and why? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Chris Godwin, he is a catching machine. I've said this time and time and time again. The Jaguars have a problem catching the ball. Chris Godwin does not have that problem. I've said these numbers 1,000 times. Caught 86 balls in 2019, 65 in 2020, 98 in 2021. He is a true number one wide receiver. He has incredibly strong hands, and he's been, for the most part, pretty resilient. He's been able to withstand the length or the majority of the length of the season. Obviously, he gets a little nicked up towards the end. When you look at the Jaguars, they really have a problem with long passing gains. Chris Godwin averages 13 yards a reception. What would we do if the Jags had, one receiver, two receivers that averaged 10-plus yards? If you knew when he got the ball, it was more than likely a first down. That is something the Jaguars have missed for a long time, and I think when you want to get Trevor Lawrence a weapon, Chris Godwin is absolutely going to be the one to go after. I don't think Davante Adams escapes Green Bay. Obviously, if he does, Davante Adams becomes the number one target for probably the majority of NFL teams out there that can afford to pay Davante Adams. But like I said, he has true number one capability, and that is what this team desperately needs, because we cannot go into next year with Marvin Jones and maybe DJ Chark as our top two wide receivers. It didn't work out in 2021. We can't expect it to work out in 2022. Now, onto the offensive line. I've kind of been really torn with the offensive line for a little bit. I really like the idea of going with whoever you think is the best tackle at number one. Sorry, Aiden Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Hamilton. You're not cutting it for me. This team needs to protect Trevor Lawrence. And Cam Robinson, in my opinion, is going to walk. And with the prospect that they have, their pick of the best tackle in the draft, whoever they think that is. But maybe they don't want. Maybe they don't want to go that route. Maybe they really, really like Aiden Hutchinson, but they don't want Cam Robinson. Teron Armstead out of New Orleans. He's coming up as an unrestricted free agent, and you can make the argument he is the best offensive lineman in this free agency class, and I think is without a doubt the best tackle in this free agency class. The only person that can hold a candle to him on the offensive line that will be available is Brandon Scherff, which I don't think the team's going to go for. I think there's bigger fish in the sea that they could chase other than Scherff. He is a mauler in the run game. He is an absolute freak. Alvin Kamara's talked about how much he's loved running behind him. I remember watching the NFL 100, Top 100, and Alvin Kamara is just gushing about how much he loves Teron Armstead and how much of a monster he is. That is something the Jaguars need. It is something that Andrew Norwell offers. It's Jeremy Parnell. People like that, where it's just they are machines and they will run you over. That is that is Teron Armstead, who is honestly putting together a Hall of Fame resume in New Orleans very, very quietly. I love him. I think he's an incredible asset to the locker room as well, because he's also won Man of the Year for the New Orleans Saints in 2019. So I really do think Teron Armstead should be a huge target if they do decide to go with a defensive player in this year's draft. I do think Teron Armstead will be very, very high on their list. Maybe they do go Evan Neal. Maybe they go Akeem Ekwonu, and they don't really like the pass rushers. Chandler Jones will be a free agent. He is an absolute sack, pressure, and forced fumble making machine. I'm going to keep using that word machine because that's what these three are. They just go. They just go and go and go, and you get insane production out of all three of these guys. This is a guy that's averaged 10 sacks a year over his 10-year career. He's led the league in sacks in 2017. He was a member of the All-2010 team as one of the 2 pass rushers on that. And since being traded to Arizona in 2016, he's had a very, very healthy time, with only missing significant time in one of those years. Now, I want you to think back to whenever Josh Allen was a rookie. We had Calais Campbell on this team. We had Yannick Ngakoue on this team. What did Josh Allen do? He became a Pro Bowler. He had a bunch of sacks. He was who we thought we were getting with the 7th overall pick. Once they've gone, Josh Allen has kind of shown us that he can't really be that standalone pass rusher that we hoped he would be. Chandler Jones is that standalone pass rusher. And so obviously if he takes the pressure away from Josh Allen like Calais did, man, it is go time for Josh Allen. I would love to see those two going back and forth, just harassing quarterbacks. I think that would be an awesome get for the Jacksonville Jaguars to, if they can get 2 of these 3, if they can get 1 of the 3, we're absolutely making ourselves a better team, because in my opinion, these are all top 10 players in their position. Chris Godwin's the only one I really could hear an argument for that he probably isn't a top 10 player at his position in the league right now. But like I said, I want to know who you think the Jaguars are going to add. If you could add just 1 player to this squad, who would it be and why? I really would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, while you're down there, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share with a friend. I'd love to hear their thoughts as well as who they think they should take. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe and go Jaguars.
How about them Jags?